Welcome back to World of Warships with your host, XBradTC. We're on the fault line map today, and we're divisioned up with our pal Grumpwagon. I'm in the Tier 5 Japanese destroyer, the Minekaze, and as usual, he's in his Tier 5 premium Japanese destroyer, the Kamikaze. We've headed for the B capture point. We're in the domination mode of the battle. And as we started, our team has 4 destroyers, the enemy team has 3 destroyers, and another Minekaze has joined us. However, he seems to be maneuvering in a manner that makes Grump a little unhappy, so we kind of decide to try and separate from him. We get the impression he's not a particularly gifted operator. So, we're in the B capture point, we're capping, and I am trying to convince Grump that the path of glory lies at the A capture point, which the enemy destroyers have already captured, while we're still trying to capture B. They must have had a very nice spawn position to get into A that quickly. But, taking a look around, I don't want to go fight destroyers. Fighting destroyers in a Minekaze is a losing battle. I want to find a cruiser or a battleship and kill it. So now that we've gotten the capture point, I'm willing to leave the circle, take a look, try and pick somebody to torpedo. And what we're trying to do here is the classic Minekaze tactic: exploit our detection range and our long-range torpedoes to launch without being detected and surprise them with torpedoes. And here we go. And we're going to launch on this cruiser. Unfortunately, I screwed up. I got detected. I wasn't detected by my target cruiser. I was detected by the enemy destroyer in A. However, that does mean that the cruiser I was shooting at was able to spot me, turn tail, boogie, and get out of there. Now, the cruiser that I shot at is going to do what we call a tactical beaching. He's going to turn as much as he can, and even if it runs him aground, he's okay with that. Unfortunately for him, tagged him with 1 torpedo. Just a little bit of damage, no big deal. But, it's nice to get something out of your first attack during a battle. Okay, you see the 2 battleships. The battleship on the left behind the island is very close. I've actually lost sight of him. My initial plan was go on the left-hand side of this island and ambush him at extraordinarily close range. However, it turns out he's steaming to the east towards the right-hand side of the island. He pops back into detection. Grump has launched torpedoes at him. And ordinarily, like I say, the normal tactic in the Minekaze and Kamikaze is to stay at very long range and launch from outside your detection range. However, this guy is closing the range very rapidly. Grump gets 1 or 2 into him. Gets 2 into him, I guess. I'm doing 40 knots. I'm closing the range fast like a bunny. There's no way he can dodge these torpedoes. Yes, I'm taking a bit of a beating from the battleship's secondary batteries. Doesn't matter. I don't care. He's toast. And as soon as he's destroyed, I'm no longer detected. Hit the repair button. Pop smoke. Nope, didn't pop smoke just yet. I just hit the repair button. And we're waiting for our torpedoes to reload. Take a look. There's a Dunkirk-class battleship. You see them there on the left. If it worked once, might as well see if we can't get it to work twice. I had thought he was going to come down this channel on the right-hand side. No, he's turned. He's going to the other side. No problem. I will use the island to screen my approach again. Unfortunately, I'm detected by air. And, battleship drivers aren't always clueless. He knows there is a destroyer coming, and he gets a salvo into me, takes half my health. You know what? It's not going to matter. I actually turned and launched too soon. After he opened his fire with his main battery, I should have kept going, because there's 30 seconds where he's not going to have a chance to engage me. I'd previously just used my damage control ability. Use it again. Pop smoke. Run. We're taking a terrible beating here. We are at very marginal health. Grump's going to turn and launch. And unfortunately, okay, I got 1 out of my salvo. 2 out of my salvo. Grump's going to launch. Unfortunately, none of those I don't think are going to actually get him. But, important thing to note, the enemy has just used his damage control ability. Swap a little paint with Grump. I can't find the target because I'm in the smoke. I'm inside the battery on my smoke screen. It's a suicide move. I'm going to pop out of the smoke screen because that's the only way I can spot the target, and I really want to kill this guy. There's 1, 2. I kind of anticipated he would turn in, so I kind of was aiming behind him. Secondary batteries get me. I'm dead. But wait for it. Wait for it. I thought he was going to turn in. He didn't. I get another 2 torpedoes into him, and it's still not enough to sink him. Is it? Or is it? He's already used his damage control ability. He's flooding. He's using his damage repair ability to try and stem the tide of the flooding. 71, 72. Upper right-hand corner, you can see that he is still flooding. 73,000, 74,000, 75,000 damage, 76,000 damage. Is he going to be able to stop the flooding in time? Will he or won't he? 80,000 damage. And 1 more. And got him. You know what? I'll trade 2 battleships for a Minekaze any day. 84,000 damage. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad at all. Grump actually went on. He would go on to capture the sea capture point. By this time, as you'll notice, this has been a pretty decisive game so far. But I wanted to watch this. Grump takes on a dive bomber attack, a torpedo bomber attack, nicely dodges the torpedo bombers, another squadron of torpedo bombers, deftly curves through that one as well, and was well on his way to sinking one of the enemy carriers when, well, friendly dive bombers would come in, or excuse me, friendly torpedo bombers would come in. He was debating whether to go right or left around the island. He should have gone left, but it wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, sooner or later he was going to be able to close this guy. It's just by going to the right, he's in a tail chase. If he'd gone to the left, he would have had a better intercept course. But, you know, part of that was driven by having to dodge the torpedo bombers. But just as Grump is getting into a position where he's going to be able to kill the carrier, we're going to win the game on points. Stealing a kill from Grump. I had a pretty good game. 209,000 credits, 2,200 XP, 113 free XP. It's just a flesh wound, 84,000 damage, 8 torpedoes, 1 cap, 1 incapacitation, 2 sinkings, and 5 floodings. Didn't quite make the top of the team. Mr. Grimm came in first, our very lonely cruiser friend. Still, 1,400 free XP is not a bad round. Nothing to be ashamed of at all. And Grump came in the top 4. 55,000 damage done to the Dunkirk. I think I'm pretty proud of that. Did 20,000 damage to the New York, sank him, and 8,000 to the Kirov. And just swapped just a little bit of paint with Grump for 4 points of damage with the Allies. 171,000 credits net. And all in all, a very fun game. And just so you know, Grump did fairly well in here. He didn't actually sink anything, but he did do 22,000 damage, 2 torpedoes, 5 gun hits, 1 capture of the base, 1 assist capture, 1 flood, 2,000 XP. Not bad, Grump. That's it for this episode. We'll catch you soon.